Hello, welcome to a new video. In today's video, we're going to take a look at 10 top teams for the Open Great League for Season 21. We're going to have here, 10 very solid teams around a buffed Pokemon, and one of them is not buffed, but one of them is kind of new here. So today we're going to take a look at 10 very solid teams here that you can run for the start of the upcoming season. And so, we're gonna start in right with the first team, but before then, I would really appreciate if you could leave a like and subscribe. It is free, it helps me out a lot, and we can move on now to the team number 1. Usually, you would see more often, some kind of meta analysis at this point, but there is not really a point for this as there is no real meta analysis possible currently. Mipoke didn't update their rankings yet, but there have been some updated rankings already floating around the internet, which you saw already in earlier videos, so definitely check those out then if you want to see them. There's a literally one video just about the new rankings, so definitely check that one out. Otherwise, we're gonna just move on for the first team here. This is going to be a team that was already very solid this season. I battled this team quite often. I even showcased it, but we are of course having now Typhlosion with the buffed Thunder Punch, giving it better coverage, especially against those water type Pokemon, making it a very interesting pick here for the upcoming season. And as you're gonna see as well, this team looks like a lot of fun. Typhlosion has a lot of play in the current meta, and Talonflame in the back definitely going to appreciate getting rid of like those water types beforehand. We have the lead of Gastron, which is kind of necessary to have to say here. I feel like Gastron is so much better than, for example, the Diggersby for this team. Gastron is just going to have the uniqueness of having that water typing as well, allowing it to beat something like the Azumarill as well, which for example a Diggersby would struggle with, and also the rest of the team could struggle with as well. Otherwise, this team looks like a lot of fun on paper. Here again, it's going to be an ABB style line. And if you want to be a little bit spicy, then you don't run the Talonflame, but you rather run the Arcanine there in the back instead with the new buffed move of Fire Fang. Moving on, there's going to be a team that I already showcased. There's a showcase on this channel already, and yes, it's going to be a team that didn't get buffed directly, but of course, just only recently the Galarian Corsola got introduced to the meta in 7km X, and it is one of the strongest Pokemon that you can have. And here we're going to have a team with Primeape and Pangoro. This is already a team again that I showcased on this channel. I would really recommend you to give this team a try, but also check out the showcase because look at this team on paper. There is nothing that really wants this one, like literally nothing. Even Superior is going to be totally fine for the entire team. The entire team has play against Superior, and so yeah, this is definitely one of the strongest teams that you can run for the upcoming season. It's again an ABB style line, but what a strong one. And the combination of the Corsa as well as the Pangoro is just so overpowered. Like literally just fits perfectly because Pangoro weak to like fighting type Pokemon and flying type Pokemon. You have the Corsola being able to beat those, definitely, especially with the power jump coverage of flying types. And then you have Corsola being mainly weak to ghost dark type Pokemon, which definitely the Pangoro are going to be able to completely destroy. So that's basically a perfect pairing. And in the middle, the Primeape is going to be able to flip switch quite often, which happened to me all of the time as well. This team was lovely, this team was amazing. If you want to try out the Corsola, this is the team for you. And so we're going to move on now to more of a classic line. We're going to have here Grass, we're going to have Anti-Flyer as a kind of say-soap, and then a hard Anti-Flyer in the back. Here you could also use something like Bash in the back, or something like Steelix, which you have in a similar fashion later on as well. But as you're going to see here, this team looks actually like a lot of fun. There are some Pokemon that can be a bit problematic, for example the Malamar, where for example the Superior would be a little bit better. But generally speaking, this team looks like a very solid one. Bibarel are going to be a very good say-so. Again, I'm not actually too sure if Hyper Fang is going to be the one that you want to go for. With a Water Gun, which is the current moveset, it's definitely the one that you want to go for. But with a Rollout, giving a good energy generation, I could even see that Return Bibarel is going to be the Pokemon that you want to have. Or Hyper Beam, depending on what you really want to do there. But also we're going to have here Auroras having Personal Weather Ball as well as a Media Beam. Going to be a very solid Pokemon in the current meta, still very good meta breaker, especially against the flying type Pokemon that are around. Number 4, we're going to have Pangoro again here, but this time around with Starmie. Again, Starmie going to be weak against Ghost and Dark type Pokemon. Which Pokemon can beat them? Pangoro. Same of course here, the Manabus if you want to have a little bit more bulk, because you don't really have the bulk already with the Starmie. Starmie is quite squishy. If you want a little bit more bulk, here the Manabus would be an option as well. But Pangoro is kind of the Pokemon that I would recommend you to run. As you can see here, that's going to be again a very solid core together. This is definitely a core I would recommend you. But if you are struggling a little bit too much against grass type Pokemon, Manabus is definitely going to be the better Pokemon to use there. And yeah, otherwise this team definitely looks like a lot of fun and should work out quite well. Starting with the new fast move of Psywave as well as the charge move of Surf, going to be a very interesting pick for the Open Great League. Maybe the first Pokemon that I'm gonna showcase, but we have to see about that. Team numero 5 is going to be here the Cresselia, the Sesop of Licky and the buff Diggersby. It is just literally a meta team. It is not very fun to play against. It is very strong. It is very annoying to deal with, and that is, I guess, a good thing for teams in the Go Battle League. There's some core breakers here, for example, the Alone Sandslash, but still, I feel like that the Cresselia Diggersby core is going to be one of the strongest one that you can run. Again, Alone Sandslash also gets hit hard by the double super effective Fire Punch. The cool thing about Licky Sesop is you're going to be able to bait out the Fire type Pokemon, and it's either Primeape or the Annihilate in the current meta. And if it's Annihilate, you have the super effective Shadow Ball to at least hit them for some nice damage. And with the Primeape, you still have the Body Slam, so it's going to be an okay one to bait out those Fire type Pokemon, which is definitely a good thing to have. As you can see here, that is going to be team number 5. Number 6 is coming up. You might know this team, and I forgot to push the graphics in there, which is totally fine. This is a team that I already showcased today, basically, together with my girlfriend on her channel. I'm gonna link the video down in the description. She went 5-0 with this team. Literally went 5-0 with this team, and it's not even buffed yet. It is Gastron, Morpeko, and the Zapdos. Morpeko was literally absolutely broken as a Sesop. Like, this Pokemon has next to no hard answer, which is ridiculous. And so, yeah, I would recommend this team here. Gastron in the lead was lovely. Morpeko was the best Pokemon on this team for sure. And then the Shadow Zapdos in the back just to destroy some Pokemon in the back there as well. Like, it's going to be a team I'm most likely going to give a try as well eventually. But this team was so strong, I have to say. So yeah, make sure to give this team a try. Again, link down in the description to the video as well, where she used this team as well already against the current Great League meta. The Great League meta itself won't really change too crazy. So all of the teams that you know currently are very likely going to be very solid still in the next season as well. There's going to be only slight changes. And so yeah, this is definitely going to be a team that I would recommend you to give a try next season. Definitely was a very strong one. And now we're going to move on to team number 7. We're going to have the Gliscor here. Gliscor getting next to the move of Sand Attack, going to be interesting. And has kind of a very good synergy together with the Registeel, which you maybe saw already in the top course. As Registeel is going to be weak to fire, ground, and fighting. And yeah, Gliscor is going to be able to double resist the ground, being able to resist fighting while hitting hard as well with the Aerial Ace and hitting for super effective damage against the fire type Pokemon, giving it perfect coverage, while Gliscor is being weak to water and ice Pokemon, which is going to be something that the Registeel can deal with quite easy thanks to Zap Cannon and Focus Blast. And so this is going to be nearly a perfect team again. We have the Dunsparce as our Sesop, and yeah, that is definitely a very interesting one here. Again, we kind of see as well on how the best core video kind of can show you on how to kind of make your own teams out of it as well. That's kind of how it works. We have the core of Gliscor and Registeel, and we're just looking for a very good Sesop here. I actually like Miltank quite a bit in the current meta, but yeah, that depends on what you want to run. Next one, we're going to have here something around the Unova Stunfisk. This Pokemon is going to be ridiculously strong. And we're going to have a team here with the Galarian Moltres, the Sesop of Diggersby, and the Stunfisk in the back. And it looks like a really solid team, I would say. There's not really a hard answer to this team. Alone Sandslash is again a Pokemon that can be a bit tricky, but again, you're going to have actually the super effective damage from your Pokemon in the back, even though it does super effective damage against the entire team. Ice typing is not really that common, I would say. Yeah, the most annoying Pokemon maybe for this team would be a Dugong, but again, you're going to have also the super effective Thundershock from the Stunfisk. A lot of times Dugong is going to be the Sesop for teams, and you can now encounter the Stunfisk against that one and go for super effective damage with Thundershock and Discharge, and you should be able to win that battle now as well, thanks to the recent buff. For a little bit more of a spicier one, we're going to have the Firefang Mawile. Firefang Mawile is going to be an interesting Pokemon, being able to pick up KOs against Pokemon like, for example, the Alone Sandslash is going to be very good for this team because you need to have a good answer for this one, and as you can see here, that's definitely going to be a good one. We're going to have the Sesop of, here depends. I could see Drifblim, I could see Corsola, I could see the Galarian Moltres as a Sesop as well for this team, which I feel like would make a lot of sense as well here. I actually would prefer most likely the Moltres, I have to say. But all of those make a lot of sense. It's going to be a very interesting one there as well. For sure, Mawile not as top tier meta, but I still think it's kind of an interesting Pokemon to take a look at for the upcoming season. And at the back here, we're going to have, yeah, basically 2 different kind of ways. So we're going to have the Superior and the Elite, we're going to have the Diagon as a Stay Swap. And now it depends if Pylos Wines really going to be better with boulders. It depends on how they make boulders, because we don't know the energy yet, we don't know the chance of debuffing yet. But otherwise, we're going to have Thunderfang variant of the Steelix here as well, which would work out quite well with this team here. And as we're going to see, we're going to have double ice here at this team, but again, you would most likely rather want to turn on the Thunderfang on the Steelix. But yeah, this is going to be a very interesting team, very solid team to run for the upcoming season. So now at this point, you can leave a like if you want to, but also feel free to check out the last video here as well. There's going to be a video very soon for the new teapot that's going to be available in Pokemon Go. But yeah, check out the videos on the screen. I will see you then. Bye bye.